Howdy. Hello and welcome back to another video. We are back with another video on Dead by Daylight. Yeah, this is Dead by Daylight with the big cuddly bear. This is the first episode on what's going to become a series, which is going to be a beginner's guide to every killer in the game. From me, who is about average. And I've also already technically lied when I say every killer. There's actually a few. They're still locked. I will try and get that sorted out, and I'm hoping that by the time I finish all these, it will be the FNAF release, so I can immediately, make a video on Springtrap when he comes out. But anyways, we're starting off with this big boy, who isn't the base skin. You don't need to worry. This is the Trapper, who is like the poster killer, I'd say, for the game. But I have the big bear skin, so yeah, that's why he's a big bear. You don't need to worry. It's nothing weird. Yeah, so I don't think I need to go over the basics of Dead by Daylight. If I do, I'll make another video on it. If that's what people want to see, I'll make another video on it. And I won't be going over survivors because they don't have abilities the same way killers do. All of these guides will be based off the Adept, and these will not be like I recommend you do this, and this. So you're not guaranteed the best add-ons here. As I say, this is a very low budget guide. Now for a very quick overview of the perks. Agitation. Whenever you pick up a survivor, you go faster and your heartbeat gets bigger. Brutal strength. You kick things faster, and that's about it. Macho Man. An unnerving presence. When a survivor's in your heartbeat, the skill checks are happening more often. It wasn't until editing this video that I've now realised I never actually went over the Trapper's power, per se. Also, yeah, there's no game audio as well. There won't be any game audio for any of these, because I'll probably just have some music playing. I don't know, I haven't done that yet. I didn't do the voiceover first, so yeah. I haven't actually went over the Trapper's power, so as you can probably guess by his name, he places bear traps. You have 3 of them in your hand at the start, and I want to say there's 10 overall. Like there's 7 ones that are just lying there, I believe. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I really should have done more research before I'm doing this, but oh well, we're doing this now. And whenever you place them, you get a speed boost. But apart from that, Trapper is very much just what's called an M1 killer, meaning you don't have a special ability that can down people, in the sense of other killers. You just kind of have to place your traps and then swing at them. That's the gist of it. But as you'll see throughout the gameplay, there will be quite a few moments where I might even place traps just to get the speed boost, because it's like a 5% speed boost for 3 seconds. I really should have this in front of me so I can not misquote. But anyways, here's what you want to do when you trap people, is you want to place a trap at their most likely entrance. That's always a good way to go about it, is if the survivors need a way in, they have to run through a trap, which means you can down them, or they have to disarm the trap, which means you'll then know where they're going and can stop the rescue. But you always also want to leave maybe one way open sometimes. I like to do that, just because it will then let me find a way in. Yeah, this game was actually off to a bit of a rough start. I only had 1 hook and 2 gens had already popped. This is also another thing you'll find with Trapper. Getting early pressure on with him is really bad. You need to down people to put pressure on them. That's a really big playstyle that you're gonna have to probably learn. I definitely would say of the original 3, he's arguably the least friendly person. But as you can see there, that's why you trap the doorways. Because it's like that. That's a down. Because he went for a rescue and didn't see a trap. So that's what I mean. And the other person's now on 2nd stage as well, merely because 1 trap. And now you'll probably see me play my favourite playstyle, and one that survivors will probably call you slurs for. That's just the gist of playing Killer on this game, is playing Killer can be miserable because survivors can be very entitled. Most survivors are fine. It's just sometimes you meet them and they're like proper annoying. So you can see placing another trap there, that time on a pallet, so that if they run into the pallet, they can't stun you because they're trapped. So you gotta basically think ahead as Trapper, which admittedly is not my strong suit. But, you know, we move. Yeah, I like to play Trapper in the sense of basementing, and I actually have a build later on in the video at the end where I will tell you arguably my favourite build to run if you ever want a build to run for custom games, or if you have the characters unlocked and the perks, because I think it uses a Pinhead perk, and I don't know what the situation of Pinhead is right now, because I know he got removed last month from the store, so if you wanted to play Pinhead, you've missed your chance, I'm afraid. But I don't know what the case with his perks are. I don't know if they're just getting removed, if they're doing the same thing they did with Stranger Things, or what, but yeah. If they are making his perks just base kit, then you're in luck, because I really like one of his perks. It's called Hex Plaything. But anyway, I'm getting distracted talking about Pinhead. Pinhead's not going to be for a while yet. We're focusing on the Trapper here. So you can see they have reset, so it seems my basement tactic didn't work because they have brain cells. Most survivors, once they figure out that you're trying to just bully the basement, basically, will probably do their best to avoid it. So you're just going to want to go around placing traps, trying to figure out where survivors are going to run through the most. So as you can see, I'm choosing like corridors where you've got to turn the corner. You can't like sneak into a room to go around the corner. You want pallets, you want this, that, and next thing. Basically just anywhere that a survivor is most likely to go through, you then want to stop them going through. Because if they try and pallet stun you, what's that? They're trapped. They're trying to vault a window, what's that? Trapped. Midwich is one of the few maps where this won't work because there is no shack. But if there is a shack, you either want to place a pallet outside the window, round one of the walls, or on the pallet. If you can get a trap on any of those locations, shacks becomes an absolute hellhole for people. So you can see here, that's why you do a pallet, because he was going to try and summon with that pallet, but there was a trap, so we can. And now they've got to try and figure out how to rescue him with a reset trap as well. It doesn't help that I'm looking the wrong way, because I'm watching this quote-unquote live, so I'm trying to do this all in one take. I don't want to mess up what I'm saying, but this is like 17 minutes of gameplay. Another thing is, as you can see, all of these are adept. So there's someone who went to heal him and got put in the trap. But all of these are adept runs, so I'm using all their perks, not running the add-ons I would always run. Most of the time I will be, but not always. And most of these are either 4 downs or 3 downs with one person escaping through hatch. That isn't an adept trophy per se if they escape through hatch, because you need to get all 4 kills, but it's close enough. And as you can see here, I've got 3 downs because of the traps. This is where Trapper becomes most effective. I've got 3 downs, although I did step in my trap. That is something you don't want to do. You will trigger your own traps. And yeah, that was a brain dead moment, because I'm pretty sure they got a reset and all that over this. Never mind, I completely misremembered what happened. I thought they just went for the reset. No, they went for a flashlight save. That's what they were doing. Then now I can just walk down normally, because there is that trap. Once you step in a trap, you will reset it. Just FYI, so you can't run through the same trap twice. You can see, I don't want to step in that trap again. But what was I saying? Yeah, most of these are adept runs. As you can see, I'm only running the 3 main perks. And the add-ons, as I said, are not going to be the best add-ons. There will be one exception, because I'm editing and voicing overing this, as I've done up to, was it Legion I did last? Spirit? Clown? One of them. And yeah, I'll just say now, the nurse video. The nurse video is bad, because I don't play nurse and I don't like nurse's playstyle. She is one of the least beginner friendly killers, so I would definitely recommend not playing her if you're new to the game, because I have a stupid amount of hours and I still don't know how to properly play her. So yeah, I think I only get 1 kill in that. So if you're looking for a guide on the nurse, that would be the wrong video to watch, because yeah, that was bad. As you accidentally let myself get flashlight blinded there, that was a dumb decision. But they ran into a trap, so you know. Thankfully, the trap saved me there from embarrassment. Yeah, once again, I'm trying to see if I can catch this Meg in the trap. She realizes I reset it. Now she's trying to look away from the down people so they can reset. Really, I shouldn't have chased her as much as I should have. I should have just went for the beating them up. That would have made my life so much easier, but we did eventually get rid of that pallet actually, which is a massive W in this case, because it means I no longer need to worry about it. And thank goodness they suck with flashlights, because that was close. But yeah, they've only got 1 gen left, but because of the trapper's power of trapping people, I've made this place into a literal hellhole, where now they have to do things like this. They're having to trade lives just to help people escape. And this is, as I say, where trapper's power really becomes something different. Because they can't do gens because I want to rescue their teammates. But they can't rescue their teammates because now I'm kicking about non-stop. And with the traps, they can't really loot me either. So if you definitely, if you've got the, I don't want to be mean and say if you've got the smarts for it, but like, if you have the ability to play forward thinking in this game, you can definitely do bits as a trapper. And it can make your life so much easier. As long as you're just, you know, best survivors will immediately know how to counter it, but you shouldn't go against best survivors if you're new at the game. If you do, that's skill-based matchmaking's fault, and not much we can do about it. Another tip is to... Yeah, that was stupid, I forgot about that. That was a really stupid play I did there. But if you're picking up a survivor, you want to look at a wall, ideally. So that way they can't flashlight blind you, because they can't get to your eyes because you're facing a wall. It's always the best way to get a survivor hooked. We ignore what I did there, where I didn't pay attention to where I was going because I was busy trying to say no, you won't get the flashlight blind on me, and ended up getting stunned. It was deserved. I will admit it was very deserved. Don't play that cocky. I shouldn't have played that cocky. So that's my bad. But I did get a pallet down, so you know, positives, I guess. I've run out of things to say, I feel like, and we've still got 4 or 5 minutes of this game. But I think I've covered most of what you need to do as a trapper. So, you know what, I might just let the rest of the game run out on its own accord, and I'll come back to you when it's over. But sure, I hear the one person in the back corner ask, what if I want to run a custom game build and I don't want to run the Adept? Well, don't worry, I have a very mean build for you to run. Your friends probably won't like you after running this, but you're going to absolutely terrify them with this build. I already explained what agitation does, I don't think I need to go over it again. It's a trapper perk. But Iron Grasp means that they struggle to wiggle out and it takes longer, and their movements don't affect you as much, so if you always run into walls, you'll really like this perk. And it very much helps for if you're like me and love abusing the basement. Thanatophobia will make a lot more sense when we get to the add-ons, but it's basically you injure people and everything goes slower. It's fun. And finally, the build that makes it all come together, Hex Plaything. Hex totems, we'll explain them when they come about with the Hag. That's the Cenobite perk I was talking about. They can't hear your terror radius. It's brutal. And as you can see, the add-ons mean that if you disarm a trap while healthy, you become injured. And if you're caught in a trap and escape it while injured, you're put in the dying state. There is no winning with traps. Oh, and don't forget your Mori. So yeah, that's a brutal build that you can run. So yeah, that's the gist of the Trapper. He is very basic, and when you move up into higher tier lobbies, he will not fly as much as other killers will. He is very much a low tier killer because of how simple he is to counter. But anyways, I think I've done enough waffling. Thank you all for watching if you've gotten this far. Next video will probably still be a Dead by Daylight video. I might just work through all of these. There is like 40 killers to get through. Not that I have them all unlocked. And I'm hoping I can get all of these done by the 17th of June, which is like 20-ish days away from now. That's when Springtrap comes out, so I'm hoping I can then get his version of this out day of. That's the plan, is to immediately get a game going and then get it all sorted. But anyways, I've waffled way too much. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time, which will be the Wraith. I think you'll enjoy the Wraith. So yeah. And all these videos that I make of this series are going to get chucked into a playlist. So if you want to watch all of them or find a specific killer that you want to watch, they will all be there as and when they're released. You just got to wait for me to release them, because I procrastinated quite a bit and this video took like 3 days to edit, despite being very basic. I know I need to get better at this. Anyways, adios.